Vola angwela o veteranu ako itabua. Ako do talitay na barong na Bula FM nambanduan na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambanduan na sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanreke ngo sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambanduan na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry yang melambasa. Do barong na Bula FM nambanduan.
Bula FM nambanduan.
And the National Ministry calls on ban of paraquat and insecticide. Father still shocked with untimely passing of son. And moneylenders under the spotlight.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
Following a review of the harmful effects of pesticides on human health and the environment, the government has decided to ban the use of paraquat and imidacloprid from next year. The ban comes into effect from the 1st of January. Pranita Prakash tells us more.
The sale of paraquat had been a concern for several years, and the decision to ban these was taken following an extensive research.
On where it contacts your body, includes eye injury, nosebleeds, irritation, burns the skin. But in the longer run, that if you are if you are able to inhale that, or if you consume small bits of it, even though it's a small concentration, it can have a disastrous effect on your health in the longer run.
The Agriculture Minister says through research, they found that insecticide imidacloprid also contributes to the reduction of the colony of bees.
No importation, no sale, no use of imidacloprid, because we want to protect our bee farmers, and we want to thank the Beekeepers Association for bringing this matter up to us, and we want to thank you all for your cooperation, and we are looking forward to informing customs that 1st of January, no more importation of these, and of course no more sale of these.
It's a very good initiative, and it's a very good start, and now people will know how to go into organic farming and the harmful effects that over the years that we have acquired because of these dangerous chemicals.
Dr. Reddy also reveals that paraquat was the second most commonly used means of suicide and attempted suicide between 2014 and 2018. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
With the school term coming to an end next month, police are urging parents and guardians to carefully monitor the whereabouts of their children. This comes after a 7-year-old boy drowned in Nasese Suva on Friday. FBC News today spoke to the victim's father, Marika Mbolavudu Sr., who is still in shock with the untimely passing of his only child. Jose Nanunga with the story.
It's every parent's dream to watch their children grow and become successful. But for this 36-year-old father, it has all come down to photographs in a frame.
I really had a hard time, especially when my wife, Junior's mother, left us a year ago. And now my only son and my only hope leaving me, I just don't know what to do. But I'm thankful to the Lord for His plans and provisions in my life.
Bolabudu Sr., who is a police officer, says the tragic news was relayed to him when he was on duty on Friday afternoon at the ANZ Stadium.
I was actually on duty when I received the tragic news. I was shocked to see my beloved son lying motionless at the CWM hospital.
The distraught father says Junior's mother left them a year ago. He says there were big plans for Junior.
When I go to work every day, Junior will always be on my mind. I have made big plans for him, but it's all ruined. Even though I raised him single-handedly over the past year, I know I have immensely contributed to his spiritual, social, and educational life.
Meanwhile, police is pleading with the public to continuously monitor their children's whereabouts.
We would definitely ask members of the public just to exercise caution. If the weather's not favorable, please don't try and attempt to be swimming out, especially in flooded rivers or swollen rivers, because it might seem different on top, but you never should test Mother Nature. That's just our advice. But at the end of the day, the onus is on members of the public to just be safe at all times.
Police force says as we go into the festive season, they will be out in numbers in towns and cities carrying out operations. Jose Nanunga, FBC News.
Fiji has now been given access to International Development Association funds, even though it has been classed as a middle-income country. Minister for Economy Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says this concessional funding is part of the grant work that will be discussed at the International Monetary Fund and World Bank's annual meeting, which starts tomorrow at Washington, D.C. Lena Rees reports.
The IDA funding places Fiji in a better position to understand risks associated with climate change.
We have been trying to push the envelope in respect of saying, even though we may be a middle-income country, but we need to be able to understand the risks we face because of climatic changes. You know, for example, Cyclone Winston wiped off 1/3 of the value of our GDP almost within 36 hours. So how do, we need to be able to get access to IDA funds.
However, Fiji, as well as other countries seeking IDA funding, have to meet certain criteria.
IDA funds are essentially concessional funding. So every year you need to put out a plan as to what type of projects you need the funding for that will qualify for the IDA funds. So that's some of the grunt work that we'll also be doing in the next week and meeting with the various officials in the World Bank.
The Minister for Economy is leading a Fiji delegation to Washington, D.C. this week to chair the International Monetary Fund and World Bank's annual meeting for the first time, which begins tomorrow. Lena Rees, FBC News.
ATM cards of people being held by moneylenders remains a concern for the Financial Intelligence Unit. Association of Banks Chair Rakesh Ram says the issue surfaced a few years ago, but it's taking its toll on those who borrow money from these lenders. Catherine Krishna reports.
The Association of Banks says people have to share their personal account details like PIN numbers with the moneylenders, putting them at risk of being victimized by suspicious financial transactions.
We have advised the customers. The banks do have the right to cancel the cards because the cards are not being used in terms of its normal terms and conditions. So if any of the bank products and policies by the customer or the products and services of the customers are not using it, abusing it, we have the right to cancel the services and the relationship.
Standing Committee on Economic Affairs member George Vegnathan asked if policies are in place to solve this issue.
The relevant authorities to look into that so that we can tighten on these money lenders and whoever is getting hands on the cards of the customer, of the people.
We need to tighten the policies around this money lenders and all this kind of thing, so that we all do business on a moral, ethical basis.
Ram says they're working on ways of having the Reserve Bank of Fiji regulate money lenders. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
Police have today confirmed that the investigation file in relation to the report of assault lodged by opposition MP Pioti Kundundua is now with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Acting Commissioner of Police Rusiate Tundravu says the file was handed over on Friday for independent legal advice. Tundravu says they will make further comments once a decision is made by the DPP's office. Up ahead, Fijians mark Mahatma Gandhi's birth anniversary. An unsuccessful Fijian artist builds his dream from scratch.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
More Fijians are becoming visually impaired due to their unhealthy lifestyle choices. The United Blind Person of Fiji says majority of people registered under the organization have become visually impaired due to non-communicable diseases. Jose Nanunga reports.
The UBPF has so far received more than 300 registrations, and this figure is expected to increase.
There is a lot of vision impairment. People are getting blind due to NCD issues like diabetes and all. At the moment, there is about 80% of the total amount that are totally blind, and there are about 30 to 40% roughly, I would say, that have low vision, meaning low-sighted people.
Project Officer Anasaini Wakaindia says the increase in registrations means an increase in the number of projects which they are looking into.
These projects are internal. When I say internal, it means that from the organization to the members or to the communities, and then there are other projects that we work together with our umbrella organization, which is the Fiji Disabled People's Federation.
Meanwhile, the UBPF has launched its White Cane Week, which is an opportune time for people to create awareness and express their concerns to various service providers. Jose Nunga, FBC News.
A huge crowd gathered at Mysore Park this morning to mark the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi through a walkathon. India-Fiji Friendship Forum organized the event to appreciate Gandhi's enormous contribution to various nations and personal lives. He was instrumental in achieving independence for India in 1947. Pranita Prakash reports.
Mahatma Gandhi used to walk more than 15 kilometers every day and considered it the best exercise. However, people's lifestyle is now changing.
We have very high NCDs and almost there is one amputation in a day in Fiji. It's a lifestyle actually. People don't take advantage of this. But in Suba here, you see, it's a beautiful work that anyone can do. People don't come out. They're so busy with their work. You know, in the 24 hours, people cannot spend 30 minutes on themselves. So these are some of the very basics that we can learn from Mahatma Ji.
The Indian High Commission says Mahatma Gandhi was also an activist who promoted cleanliness.
Let's therefore dedicate today's walkathon and plugging exercise to this great soul, to a cleaner, more peaceful, more sustainable world.
PS from the Prime Minister's office, Yogesh Karan, says it is important that people follow some of his principles. Mahatma Gandhi is remembered most for his truthfulness, non-violent resistance and forgiving nature. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Hagwis has hit and left destruction in its wake. The search is now on for people still missing after the biggest typhoon to strike Japan in decades. 16 deaths have been reported and more than 250,000 homes without power. Art speaks where words are unable to explain. This best describes 38-year-old Eroni Lalakoromburotu, an ex-offender who now owns an art gallery and shares his passion with the public. Lina Rees with his success story.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Since primary school, Eroni Lalakomburotu knew that his strong suit was not in his studies, but in his drawings that filled the pages of his exercise books.
From childhood, from my school days, I always do less of my schoolwork and more of my school books will be filled up with artworks. At the moment, I'm operating my art gallery, which is sponsored by Wasn't Graphics Printing in Rajba. It's situated at Rajba Patel Street in Suba. So that's where my artwork is.
Lalakomburotu says trying to start a new life after coming out of prison was not an easy journey.
Because I came out with a passion and aim in a new life to become a good citizen and have a good future for myself. But I did not expect that I will face with the challenge of my former friends, that they will be like pulling me back to the same life where I left off before I went to prison. So that was the main challenge for me, coming out and trying to build a new life outside.
The father of one also acknowledged the people who have helped bring his dream of being an artist to life.
At the moment, I'm being sponsored by and helped by a person, Mr. Lesine Seru. He's owner of Wasn't Graphics and Printings. So he's the one who has been guiding me along this past 3 years. After I left correction, and this is the person who has continued to develop me and push me forward, Mr. Lesine Seru, in terms of my talents.
This businessman is encouraging those who have a love for colors, drawing and art to pursue a career with their talent.
In the areas where art can take them, yes, art does not only comes out in paintings, art comes out in forms of paintings, in speech. Yes, so many things about art. But we have to have a passion to stick into art and keep working at it. It might be boring at times, but you have to have the patience to keep it alive, keep it burning. It's beautiful in the finishing.
Lala Komborotu now hopes to continue with his dreams and expand his business, not forgetting to help others as well on his way up. Lena Reese, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Ahead in sports, Lambasa crown IDC champions.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची FM सुनता. Gold Town Tava में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM. It's hot.
Lambasa are the champions of the 2019 Courts Inter-District Championship after they defeated Suva 1-0 in the final. Dennis Ifanua opened the account for Lambasa in the first minute of the extra spell. At the end of full-time, both teams were unable to score. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, Navua have been crowned the 2019 Courts IDC Senior Division champions after they defeated Nanranga 1-0. Ireland have made it to the 2019 Rugby World Cup quarterfinals after thrashing Samoa 47 points to 5 in their final pool match last night. The Irishmen managed to crush Samoa despite being with only 14 men for about half the match. Prime Minister Varenga Bainimarama says the Newtown Rugby Club will continue to breed stars like Jerry Tuwai. Bainimarama made this comment while attending the club's awards night in Suva last night. Faria Begum once again.
It was a milestone achievement for the Newtown Rugby Club yesterday as the Prime Minister thanked them for the work they have been doing in the past 16 years.
In operation for 16 years, the club has shown a commitment to training and molding young people to become positive agents for change in the community. Involvement in initiatives like Fiji's Walk On, Walk Strong, participation in clean-up campaigns within the Greater Nassinu area have proven that you are committed to my vision of a brighter future for Fiji, and for that, I thank you.
Newtown Rugby team sponsor Combat Sports says it has not once regretted sponsoring such a strong side.
Giving back has been in the form of rugby uniforms, financial assistance, and the running of rugby clinics. I must also take this time to thank some of the current and former Sevens players who have been part of the clinics. Their contribution has been invaluable.
The hero says there is a need to provide support for small sporting clubs.
Some clubs have been wearing the same jerseys for the past 5 years. Some have different colored shorts. Some borrow from other teams. Their passion for the game is what drives them. There is a great need for assistance at the grassroots level.
The Newtown Rugby Club believes each player in their team has contributed to their success and all were awarded a token of appreciation at the awards night. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
World Rugby has revealed the Glendale Sevens Tournament Dream Team. It has no Fijian players, but a very impressive team has been named. Fiji Airways Fiji Ndrua are through to the next round of the National Rugby Championship after defeating Queensland Country 26-24 yesterday. The Drua are now in third place on the NRC points table with 17 points and have played 7 games. Sports Director for Scots College in Australia, Graham Patterson, says There are plans in the pipeline to increase the number of students participating in their exchange program. The initiative is part of an MOU between RKS and the Scots College. Under the MOU, both schools exchange students and teachers for a year to enable them to understand the culture of sports in respective schools. Patterson says he had a meeting with the stakeholders from RKS discussing the correlation between sports and academic.
We've had a number of students come and do exchange at the Scots College, and we've had staff come across to RKS to share ideas, and we've had staff from RKS come across to our school to share ideas as well. So it's a great relationship between two schools.
Mostly fine weather conditions prevailed over the country today. There were still isolated afternoon showers that were experienced over some parts. Meanwhile, there is a moderate to fresh easterly winds that are prevailing over most parts of the southwest Pacific Islands. Looking at the west, Ba, Lautoka and Nandi were in the 30s with fine weather prevailing over the division. And eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, there was a bit of light showers that was experienced this afternoon, but it was humid and sunny in Rakiraki. And up north, Lambasa and Nambawalu were in the 30s as well, but sunny and warm conditions were experienced. At sea, easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas, moderate southerly swells. For the tides, high tide is at 5:54 tomorrow morning with low tide at 11:38 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:42. Now the outlook for tomorrow, you can expect fine weather to continue. And as we look on to Tuesday, there are occasional showers with afternoon heavy falls and thunderstorms over the eastern and interior parts of the larger islands forecast. Showers and possible isolated thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and evening, is forecast elsewhere. Recapping the main stories, Ministry calls on ban of paraquat and insecticide. Father still shocked with untimely passing of son. And moneylenders under the spotlight. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Onto our poll question segment. This week we're asking, do you think the quality of meat sold in shops and supermarkets should be reviewed? You can visit our FBC website to answer. You can always send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
Nadango merea maramani waya manatu sawa aweti kitunde nandi ya ndo marataka na varonga na radio fijuan
yawa asna vatili yawa maga monika tondo varonga vale bona doma ibiti lambasa
bula nadango aprosana ngarse ngor kraki do televe na varonga na radio fijuan na doma ibiti nadango tsane bukia ngoni na mosi am do taleta kana varonga na radio fijuan na doma ibiti su